This is review questions to help you pass your quiz tomorrow in 8th grade. It's solving equations, so it would not hurt you to watch if you are in 9th grade also, because you also have to do this in class. But we have already finished solving equations in 9th grade, so this is specifically for 8th grade, and we are taking a quiz tomorrow, November 1st, 2017. Okay, so let's start on number 1. We have a variable here, and that's the only variable that we have in this question. So our variables are all together and they're on one side of the equal sign. Our bar is the equal sign middle point. Okay, we also have a constant and another constant. They're on opposite sides of the equal sign right now, and I want them to be together, but they need to be on opposite sides from this variable. So I don't want this constant on the same side as the variable. So I'm going to move it to be with the other constant on the other side. This one is a positive 6, so to move it I subtract 6 and subtract 6. This will give me 0. I still have negative 3x. 18 minus 6 will give me 12. All right, and now I have all of my variables on one side and all of my constants on the other side. Remember, variables have a letter and constants do not. Okay, when I have all the variables on one side and the constants on the other side, now I want to focus on just getting rid of anything that's attached to the letter. So right here I have a negative 3, and I don't want that there. This is multiplication. It says negative 3 multiplied by x. To break off the negative 3, I do the opposite of multiplication, which is division. So I'm going to divide. Remember, division is this symbol. This is division. So I want to divide by negative 3 so that this gives me 1x, which is just x. And this over here is 12 divided by negative 3, which gives me negative 4. Because my x is isolated or all alone and my constants are on the other side, I am finished with this problem. Okay, so similarly, this one has one variable here and one variable here. So I need to get the variables together first. This one is bigger, so I want to move my 3x to go with the 4x. It's a positive 3x, so to move it across an equal sign, I do the opposite of addition, which is subtraction. So I'm going to subtract the 3x. 4 minus 3 is 1x, which is the same thing as x. Negative 10 equals 3 minus 3 is 0, and I still have a plus 6, or a positive 6. I don't really need the positive sign because when it doesn't have a symbol, it means it's positive. I need it if it's a negative, but this one is positive, so I don't need it. Okay, so then here is very similar to the last one. I have a variable here and a constant and another constant. So I want to move this constant to go with the other one on the other side. The negative 10, I want to move it to go with the 6. It's negative, so I need to add 10 and negative 10 give me 0, and I have x equals 16. This one is finished because it's just a 1x already. Okay, number 3 says 10x equals 5x plus 20. Remember, the 10 and the x together means multiplication. 10 times x, 5 times x plus 20. Okay, but I first want to get the variable terms together because there are 2 of them and I want them on the same side of the equal sign. My 20 is over here, and it's okay if I leave it on the right hand side because it's a constant. It's not like the other 2. But this one I want to put with the other variable. It's positive, so I need to subtract 5x and subtract 5x. 10x minus 5x is 5x. 5x minus 5x is 0, and I still have 20 left. Okay, I have all of my constants and my variables on opposite sides. This is a variable, this is a constant. They're on opposite sides of the equal sign. So at this point, this is multiplication, so I want to divide by what is being multiplied. 5 divided by 5 gives me 1x, which is just x. 20 divided by 5 gives me 4. All right, and then the last one is a little bit longer. Today we talked about the distributive property, and the distributive property means we multiply. Remember, this is multiplication. So what I want to do is I want to take this 4 and I want to multiply it by x, and I want to multiply it by positive 6. So first, 4 multiplied by x gives me 4x. And then 4 multiplied by 6 gives me a positive 24. Over here, I have two terms that are alike. These are both variables. And so since they're on the same side, I can just put them together. So I have 4 x's and 2 x's, which gives me 6 x's. Okay, now it's similar to the last one. I have 2 variables. They're on opposite sides, so I want to move them to be together. This one is bigger, so I'm going to move the 4 with the 6. I'm going to subtract 4x because it's positive, and subtract 4x. 4x minus 4x is 0. I still have 24. 6x minus 4x is 2x, and I still have negative 8. Okay, I have a variable. Now my constants are on the wrong sides. They need to be together. So since I already have all of my variables here, I'm going to move this guy to be on the other side with the like term. It's a negative 8, so I'm going to add 8 and add 8. This one will give me 32, and I still have 2x on the other side. At this point, I have variables and constants, so I'm dividing to separate because this is multiplication and the opposite is division. So I'm getting rid of this. I have 1x, and that's equal to 32 divided by 2, which is 16. So my answer is x equals 16. And I'm finished.